Hello, my sweet goats.
Hello,
I'm
my sweet goats. I'm Bunty King. Hello, my sweet goats. Bunty King is welcome to my sweet goats. I'm your host, Bunty King.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today with a very special someone who arguably has the most contagious laugh on YouTube, Bunty King. How's it going, dude?
Hey, Ty, man. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. So, I mean, just to hop right into it, easily the most important question, is the laugh real?
Yes, 100%, man.
Okay.
Yeah, because people sometimes, and how you know it's real is like sometimes I just don't laugh in my videos.
Right.
Like if you just look, I just don't laugh.
Yeah, I can.
Because I mean, if I was trying to push it, like I would try to laugh every video. Like when I started on YouTube, I had an Indian accent, and I never dropped the Indian accent when I uploaded a video. So it was a fake Indian accent, and I kept it there. And anytime someone asked me if it was real, I told them it's as real as you want it to be. And I never thought people would like really like my laugh that much. I just. Or that they think it's fake. Like I had no idea like that would happen. I'm like, what?
Right.
I guess because it just sounds so happy and joyous that people think it's fake. But it's not. It really is. I
mean, I'm telling you, dude, when I watch your video, right, I mean, obviously your jokes themselves make me laugh, but your laugh itself, just alone, it just, I don't know, it just, I mean, I've seen other people say it too, you know, it's not just me. The laugh it's great. It's definitely, you know, one of your big things on your channel for me anyway. You mentioned the Indian accent. I was going to ask you this, by the way, because you know, when I first found your channel, and it wasn't that long ago that I, you know, found you on YouTube, I went through and watched, you know, some Bunty bits. And, you know, it started out with you with, I guess, the way you regularly talk. And then, you know, the further back I got, it was this constant Indian accent. I mean, what made you want to drop that?
What made me want to drop that was, so there's this essentially there's this YouTuber, and his name is Stat, 5TAT. And I don't want to bring any drama to you, but the guy's essentially, for lack of better words, a rat.
Okay.
And he was like one of my oldest friends, and one of the things that he really wanted to like hammer into me was that I should be using an Indian accent, that YouTube had an open market for an Indian accent guy, you know, like specifically one like me, because when you heard my Indian accent, it was one thing, right? But in conjunction with all the things I was saying, I really didn't sound like a typical Indian, right?
Right.
But I was still using this accent, and one of the reasons why I thought I should be using this Indian accent was because, you know, I believe that my personality alone wasn't good enough to be on YouTube. And in my conversations I had with Stat, it was very much like he would generally pretty much try to drive that I would just be a regular brown person. And yeah, so I mean, it's like, but I'm not a regular brown person, because I know regular brown people, or know regular Indians and Pakistani people in real life, you know. Right. I don't have an abundance of Pakistani and Indian friends, because I generally tend to hang around more white people because of the area that I live in. The areas that I live in is predominantly white and Jewish. So yeah, so for me, like, it was just crazy. It was just like for me, it was just a shit time where I would just use this Indian accent every time I would be done a live stream, and I would live stream for like 6 hours of just pure Indian accent, and it was brutal, man. It was just brutal, and I didn't feel like I was being myself. And just recently, as I started being myself, the moment I let go, I was like, just me, boom. I got connected with Colossal. I got connected with all of these YouTubers that want to talk to me, you know, I think. But yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I see sometimes, you know, you'll be, I don't know, mid-video or somewhere in the video, you'll break it out for like a second.
Yeah, for a joke. Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the best way to go about it, because it makes it more funny when it's not, you know, as prevalent all the time. You know what I mean? It's just something you bring out every now and again just as a joke. So that's a good way to go about it, dude. But I mean, moving on from that, what is Bunty King up to these days? I mean, are there any special projects you're currently working on that you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, one of the things is I'm working on a Bunty bits on the word nigger. Yeah. And I wanted to do that, and because I know that right now there's this big discussion of whether you can use it or whether you can't use it, and I think that both sides of the argument don't really understand that, like, there's a lot of history behind the word, and I understand that. And while I may not let it on in my Twitter videos or anything like that I understand it. I totally do. I get it, and I want to go ahead and explain the word. So that's the next Bunty bits is going to be on the word nigger.
Okay. It's
just a matter of getting it started. Like, I've started writing it, but I'm just like, I'm going through a bit of an emotional moment right now in my life. So I'm just like not as focused on work. I'm just kind of like, I just kind of want to play video games because I want to get my mind distracted. But the next thing I wanted to do is there's this new series that I'm trying. It's called Let's Talk, and essentially it's no cuts, very limited edits. I might make it a little bit more. I might jazz it up just a little bit more, but like, yeah, it essentially is just like raw me talking, consciousness of thought, just boom, just like. So that last one, the first one I just did, which is my last upload to my channel,
right,
was really good. It did really well, and it was about the whole Tana Mongeau thing. And yeah, so there's that, and I'd like to get some more interactivity into those things, because I feel like we're coming into a period on YouTube where people want like real shit. They don't want like the fake, like over edited, like sad piano track when you're talking about something sad shit.
Right.
They just want like cool stuff. You know what I mean? They want like they want something real.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about something sad, my words should make you sad, or to convey that emotion. You don't need a piano track to feel fucking bad.
It's like Fousey 2, basically. Is that what you're getting at?
Oh my god, when he's like talking and he has this fucking he's playing Mad World in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like why are you doing this?
It makes it seem fake. It makes it
100%.
Manufactured. It's like, I don't know. I can't get into it. I haven't been into Fousey 2 anyway, but just that alone. I mean, is there anything other than those things you've got going on right now?
Oh yeah, of course. Good question, man. Like honestly, like you're like pulling the answers out of me. I'm working on this. I'm working on this thing with a group over here, and I'm on the process of being slowly partnered in. I'm not really too worried about it, but the company's name is Mocor, and it's a Montreal-based company, and what they're doing is essentially creating e-media that's gonna pull normal Facebook like users into like this world of like independent news and good independent news. Like right now, if you go on Facebook, a lot of the shared posts you see are really like these really shitty memes. They're either a lot of fake news, like David Avocado Wolf is like being shared a lot, like ridiculous stuff like that, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to get local talent and local talent from a city. People that do stuff, either they're baristas or they're bartenders or they're like artists, songwriters, stuff like that in Montreal, because Montreal is a very artistic city, and we're just trying to go ahead and get them some representation in the media and build a cast of characters that Montreal will eventually start to love and like look to, be like, oh my god, I can't wait to hear what Bunty has to say about this, or can't wait to hear what Jess has to say about this. And Jess is like a singer songwriter, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're trying to do. And we're about to get into an office, so hopefully because I'll have my producer friend there and he loves filming me, I'll be able to get him to film me for things for Bunty Bits, stuff like that. I'm actually hoping that maybe they can become an MCN, because if they become an MCN, I would sign with them for a second, like work something out and I'd sign with them.
Someone you can trust, right? I mean, these other MCNs, I'm not currently signed with one just because I don't. You see all these like shit stories with all these MCNs like Machinima, and I don't know, I can't name any other ones off the top of my head, but just with people not getting paid, getting fucked over.
Freedom, Machinima, Freedom, fucking there's all these other ones like Broadband TV. They talk to me all the time. It's just they just want to. It's fucked up, because these networks they make you feel important, because they message you and they're like, oh, we'd love to talk to you, and then you get into a Skype call with them or something like that, and they're like, yeah, we really like this, we like this, we like this. Oh yeah, and then you sign with them and they get the revenue split, which is normally 70-30, and that's it. And they're just trying to get as many people as possible, because technically, if they're making like 1 cent a month off of like 10,000 fucking content creators, like that's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's Broadband. I get fucking emails all the time, and it's like this guy, it's like he's talking to himself. He'll send me an email, then like, the next day, oh, I just wanted to follow up. Like, dude, I didn't even reply. Why are you still sending me emails? But
yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, that project you just mentioned, that sounds pretty cool, dude. It sounds like something that's very original. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. You know what I mean? So
well, I mean, in terms of like YouTube, right now everyone is trying to build their own brand, right? So you have everyone doing their own thing. One of the big things about me is that I want to build a community. I want to have people to talk to, and like, it's not even a money thing for me. It's mainly just like, because the money always comes. Like, it'll happen if you're doing well. Money comes. People want to pay you to do certain things, and that's just the way it is, But for me, it's about really just building a community, and the community just doesn't just mean other content creators. It means like the people people that are watching too. Like I want to get like one of the things I pride myself on is that the people that watch me, they're not just Hillary supporters, they're not just Trump supporters. Like they're everyone. There's just everyone. It doesn't matter who they are. They can still watch me. And when I have an opinion about Trump or Hillary, they're all gonna listen, regardless of the fact that they love Trump or they love Hillary. You know, or whatever other candidate they loved. You know, like because I'm not there to fucking antagonize people from either side. I'm just there to go ahead and say how I feel about the situation and talk about it. You know, and I think that people are starting to see that honesty, and they're starting to understand that. A lot of people, when they talk to me, they're surprised that I'm so genuine. They're like, but that says a lot about YouTubers in general, man. It's fucked up because
I mean, when I watched your videos, because I think I watched, I think it was the Tommy C interview or whatever. You were on his podcast, I think.
That was so good. That was so fun.
Yeah, it was like I watched your video, and then it's like it's not an entirely different guy. I mean, it's still you, but it's like you're a little bit more, a little bit more calmed down, a little bit more genuine with what you're saying and everything, dude. So it's like I don't know.
Oh, like right now? Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely way more calm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously. I mean, a lot of YouTubers, they put on this, kind of more of an energetic, kind of like I'm doing right now, right? For this.
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, you sounded like the same dude before we got into this recording, but
really?
I mean, yeah, you did. But the thing is, like, the difference is you just turn up the volume. It's different. Like, there's some people who literally just don't turn up the volume. They completely completely change the frequency, do all sorts of fucked up things to themselves, and they're like a completely different. They're like an engineered person, a socially engineered person to kind of fit their audience's demands. But the reality is, with me, I just turn up the volume, and that can go up or down depending on how it is. For Bunty bits, generally I'll turn on the volume because I want to have like this air of professionalism to a degree, because I'm talking and I don't repeat things. I try to say things properly. It's edited, but at the same time I also hate that because it's like I am editing it.
Right.
I'm not giving my audience the real me. I'm giving them something funny, something like hilarious because there's all these images going around behind me. But I like I like me, and I feel like when I'm on Twitter video, that's more me than anything because I'm saying these things and there's barely any edits. I'm just like saying, and then I laugh because I'm saying something so ridiculous that I'm like, did I just say that? Like that's when I laugh. It's never at my own joke. It's just like, what the fuck did I just say?
Right.
I'm just like, what the fuck, dude.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, with the whole, you're talking about the whole, people that kind of just manufacture this personality on YouTube. And I was kind of in that same boat, before I ever did drama or any of the shit like that, when I was just doing my own thing before anybody even fucking knew who I was even a little bit. And it was just like, it was almost exhausting, that I was, so over enthusiastic. It just, when I made a video, it was more like, me like after the video being exhausted than having fun making it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how it was for me. So I can see what you're saying with that for sure. So like I said, I just recently, I don't know how long ago it's been, maybe a couple of weeks or something like that. I found your content, fell in love with it. I thought everything you were doing was just hilarious. Like you're one of the main people that can actually make me laugh on YouTube anymore. And with that being said, I didn't see your come up, like where you started, kind of how you started on YouTube. So, can you kind of give us a little bit of insight into that, how you got started, why you got started?
Well, my come up, first of all, I'm nobody. I'm surprised that you even
wanted
somebody
to me, Bunty. You're somebody to me.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But I'm just going to try to. It's not a matter of trying to remain humble. It's just that I am a humble person. So I don't really think that. I'm sure that I feel like I'm going to get 200,000 subs, and at some point people are going to be like, "Wow, you're so good." I'll be like, "I'm just nobody, man. I'm just some guy." Because I just want to be normal with people. I just want to chill with someone. Like I don't like it when people are too fanboyish. I don't like it when they're like, "Please, Bunty, please pay attention to me." Like stop that.
Of course.
I love the people the fans that I interact with regularly are the ones that are that come at me and just talk to me like I'm a normal human being. Like that's my favorite thing. And yeah, so where did my I don't know. Like honestly, I just think it had to do Twitter. Twitter brought me into the into the limelight of sorts. I feel like I'm sharing that limelight with a nice community of people. And that's just it. Twitter video, man. Twitter video really fucking nailed it for me. And it was with Twitter video replies that people started seeing me, and they were like, oh, okay. And I would never always just do a Twitter video reply. Like Ricky Berwick does that a lot, but I just do it if I really feel like I can't fit the response in 140 characters, and of course recording my own Twitter videos and to promote my content. So I started being like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, and then I would put that on Twitter. And then at the time I had this other group of live streamer buddies. I was like, guys, do you mind if you retweet this for me and get that out there? And eventually I caught on to the fact that if I reply with a Twitter video to somebody and I don't reply fully, I don't reply I put a period or a letter or something like that before the actual mention that my audience will see it. You know, they'll see it like a normal tweet. And so I started doing that, and because my audience were following the people that they were following, like that I was following and that I was replying to, they were like, holy shit, did Bunty just really say that to him? And then they replied, and they would retweet, and they would reply to me, and they would like it, and that drove the engagement up, and that sent my video to the top of whatever that person's tweet was, you know.
Yeah,
and,
the replies.
Yeah, and so, you know, and once again, like, I would make sure that they were like good replies or they were funny or something like that. I wouldn't do something that was just like stupid. Like, some people, I just send some really dumb ones, and I'm just like, well, that's not going to happen. So when this whole thing happened where people were like, oh, you're just, you know, doing it for the views, you're just doing this for, you're just getting attention, trying to get these followers, like, well, it's like, well, yeah, but the difference is that I'm doing it in a way that other people like it. That's why they're seeing it. That's why people are following me, you fucking idiots. Like,
right,
that's all it is.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
it's like, why, like, how does that make any sense at all? Whatever you're just saying, like, nobody, if I'm really that shit as you think I am, do you think I'm gonna fucking grow like 1,000+ followers in a week? Like, do you think that's gonna happen? That's what I'm trending at now. Like, anytime I make a video, it's 1,000+ followers every week now.
I mean, yeah, obviously criticisms like that, you know, when it comes to people, especially in the YouTube community and just, you know, social media in general, people criticize you for wanting to grow and to have a bigger audience. That's fucking everybody, dude. Like, it's
yeah, but those
just...
people, in my honest opinion, those people are gonna go nowhere in life. They really are.
Of course.
Like, I don't criticize people like for that kind of shit. I'll criticize someone for being dishonest, you know?
Yeah.
With the community to a point where it's harmful to their community or something like that. But I'm never gonna criticize someone for, like, I don't criticize Ricky for spamming replies. I don't give a shit. Who cares, man? He's doing his thing. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. That's simple as that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can always mute somebody if you don't like it. You know, just mute them and go from there. It's not like you have to, you know, try to fucking ruin them or whatever, you know, because I see...
Yeah, but, you know, then that also sends this other thing. I'm like, oh my god, and then I have this anxiety, because I deal with anxiety every day. Like, every day. I have major anxiety issues, but, you know, I'm been better at dealing with them, but one of the things is, like, I begin to doubt, am I doing something right? But then I can talk to my friends, I'm like, am I doing this right? And they're like, yes, of course you're doing everything right. Don't worry about it. Your engagement is great. Like, your people love you. They want to see your shit. So, and then, of course, I what I've started to really do is I've tried to completely eliminate any kind of overly negative feedback, to the point where it's just like not really feedback given to me so that I improve. It's feedback given to me because they're either spiteful or jealous, or they just don't like my face, and I mute those people. Like, I straight up just mute them. I just focus on the people that send me love. So I try to, like, reply to the positive comments more so than I would ever reply to a negative one.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point to where I can't even well, I mean, on my main channel I can look at YouTube comments and kind of go through, because, you know, it's kind of people that have found me, and it's kind of like a like a bubble almost, you know, because these are people that actually like me and that have come to my channel and subscribed, and that's, you know, that's about it. They're going to give me positive feedback. So I don't, you know, it doesn't mess with me too much to go through and read those, where, you know, but if I'm doing drama alerts, entirely different story, right? You know, I can't even fucking read one of those without fucking, I don't know. It sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, they bark at you, huh? They're like just upset about shit because it's not Keemstar. And listen, I think that you have a pretty decent relation with Keemstar, so I'm not going to talk shit about the guy, but, like, I've never really understood the fascination that these children have with Keemstar. I don't understand. I really don't. I'm not sure if it's maybe they think that is what a normal human male adult is like, or something like that. I have no idea. I don't understand. I really just never got it.
The way I see Keemstar, because I'm friends with Keemstar. He's done a lot for me, and I appreciate that pretty much no matter what.
Yeah, it's great.
But at this point, I've kind of realized that this, I can't say for sure, because I mean, I've talked to Keemstar, you know, outside of YouTube, but I can't see Daniel Keem and Keemstar being the same entity anymore, because I know him. Whereas, I mean, obviously it doesn't, anything that he's done bad or done wrong, it doesn't, you know, make up for that in general, but it's just, for me, it's hard for me to, I don't know, it's hard for me to put those together and see him as the same person as he is online and as he is offline. Which, I mean, you might be able to understand. You know, you talked about...
I totally understand that. Yeah. I mean, I don't, like, I always try to, even when Daniel was, even when he was, like, being really ugly, like, about the whole Twitter reply thing, and you know, telling his audience that I'm trying to be like him, which is just a terrible narrative to spin, because I don't want to have anything to do with YouTube drama. I just want to, I want to do more political stuff, and I want people to just start fucking talking and discussing. I want to spearhead that movement. You know, I don't want to be the only one spearheading. I'm saying, like, there's many people who want to do the same thing that I want to do. And I think that, you know, I'm just so much more locally involved with my community, like here in Montreal, that like for me, it's like YouTube is just a portion of what I'm doing. It's like a fraction. Twitter for me, I feel is, I don't know, it's strange because I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy making YouTube videos, but at the same time, like Twitter is just so interesting because they got videos now on Twitter and you've got different forms of engagement now on Twitter. And it's just like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm really enjoying Twitter more than I enjoy YouTube. So much more. And podcasting. I'm loving podcasting. I'm loving doing the podcast.
That's what I was about to bring up was your the podcast. I was going to ask, you know, it's your mom's favorite podcast. Great podcast, by the way. Anybody that's listening, give it a look. See on it's only on SoundCloud, right? You don't have anything on YouTube yet.
Well, we're gonna start uploading to YouTube. We will this weekend. I'm gonna work on some assets and stuff like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and start uploading to YouTube because it makes no sense for me to not have it on YouTube. Colossal was telling me, he's like, you have to put it on YouTube.
Well, that's
he's like,
originally where I started looking for it was YouTube, but just because I'm used to that, you know.
No, that's it. That's just it. I gotta do that. I really do.
But I was gonna say, you know, in light of recent events, obviously we have the end of Baited, which wasn't, you know, incredibly recent, but still kind of lingering, and then also the unfortunate end of Hot Wet Soup here recently, which really sucks. Those were two of you know, my main podcasts I went to. But as far as working with other creators, I mean, do you see any sort of issue with that, you know, in your own personal communications with people? Because, you know, in my opinion, it's anything long term where it's, you know, bigger creators that have different ideas for what they're wanting to do. It most of the time obviously ends in a kind of bad way. I mean, what's your opinion on that and your overall experience?
Well, the Hot Wet Soup thing was completely different. I mean, that was because, you know, Zaptai got, you know, in for lack of better words, outed as a sociopath, you know, so that's why it ended it, right? So it wasn't a bit of a, there weren't like, it wasn't like there was any creative differences. I found that out of all the podcasts, they're the ones that kind of just wanted to chill the most, you know, and I think that that they were representative of a collaboration that a lot of people would like to have, because not only were they creating content that they enjoyed, but they were creating content that they enjoyed that was getting views.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing. The people that I'm working with on the podcast, it's interesting because they're not YouTubers. They want to be YouTubers. Like my buddy Ginger Heat wants to start a marijuana channel, you know, and I know a lot of people laugh at that, but the reason why he wants to do that and what I've been telling him is because he isn't, he's not a fucking weird looking dude. He looks like a good looking guy.
Yeah.
You know, like his face, he looks like someone that's more approachable by a normal person, you know?
Right.
I these weed channels that exist on YouTube right now, they're all like weird stoner dudes. Like they got beards, scraggly beards. They look like stoners. They look like fucking hippies, dude. And like nobody from the real world that watches normal television is going to want to watch that or take it seriously, even if the guy is making 100% sense to them. So I was like, Brad, you should get into it because you look like a normal person. We could get you dressed up in a suit and you could be talking about this, and it would just be great, like to have you dressing up in a suit and you don't look like a stoner. Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get him to do that. And my buddy Jason, he is one of the most creative people I know, but he's also the fucking laziest, like the laziest person I've ever met in my life. He's so shit at doing anything. And like, and I like, not this is not a knock on him. This is just the reality of it, the situation. He's getting better now. He's getting better now. There's other factors that do contribute to the reason why he's lazy, but at the same time, like I'm trying to get them to do stuff. So, but they're very like because they're not YouTubers, they don't know what their brand is yet, and so we don't have any kind of conflict in terms of working together. We just kind of like wanted to have a podcast where we talk about life, and it's like a podcast that humanizes YouTubers. So when we get these YouTubers on the podcast, they're like these people see the real side of them. So we did Colossal, and Colossal, people see the real side of this guy, you know, what he's doing, what his aspirations are in life. Leon Lush, we talked about, you know, his Twitter and what he does in his life. Like that's the thing, like when people listen to our podcast, it's not about YouTube. Right. It's about the YouTubers that people love, so that people can get to know them and understand that they're also real people. So that's what we wanted. And of course we also have episodes just between us where we talk about our lives, we talk about what's going on in politics. And I think politics do come up a lot. So it's more politically motivated, socially motivated. What else? I mean, the one thing that came up though recently was that in the most recent episode that hasn't aired yet, the one with Zoe Berger, I say I'm your host, Bunty King, and Jason was like a little triggered by that because I don't know, like I guess because Jason doesn't have any content and Brad is way more present on the social media spectrum than he is. I guess he felt like he was just like, you know, being overshadowed in a way, and I respect that, I do. But that's the little thing that came up, and we just talked about it. We were just like just like, I was just like, yo, dude, like, relax, it's different. Like, you guys go ahead and introduce it however you want to introduce it. Like, you can introduce next episode, I'm your supreme leader, Jason, and I'm joined by my bitch Bunty King. Like, I won't have an issue with that. Like, I don't care about that kind of stuff. So I'm not I have an ego, but I'm not a very prideful person to the point where it's like I'm not gonna destroy the podcast because I feel like I'm not getting the attention I deserve. I don't care about the attention I get. The attention will come because I have things to say that are valuable. I know that it's going to come. I'm not going to get overshadowed in a way because my personality is so exorbitant and big that like if people will notice regardless. So I don't care if other people are around me and they get a little bit more attention tomorrow or for the next week. I'm like not getting as many impressions on my tweets or anything. I don't give a shit. I'm just there to be there, and people will be there because they want to be around me and they think I'm a nice person. That's the way it is.
I mean, as far as having an ego goes, I mean, I know you mentioned that. It's just I think the word fucking ego, it kind of I don't know, if I could describe the YouTube community in one fucking word, it's ego. Just simply because, and that's kind of the reason why, you know, I see people, you know, they hate the drama that's going on. They can't stand the fact that YouTube has become, and I personally think it's kind of receding from this, but it became more of like a TMZ, you know what I mean? But it's hard for that not to happen when you fucking look at somebody the wrong way and their ego immediately comes out and they have to fire back. They have to, you know, make a big deal out of it, which for me is, it kind of explains to me why it's become such a big thing and why it hasn't been an issue becoming a big thing on YouTube as far as, you know, the drama stuff goes. But I don't know, dude, as far as that goes, it's just, like I think it's, personally, I don't know about you, but I feel like it's kind of almost in a recession at this point. I don't know if it's just because YouTube numbers are low right now.
What, drama you say is in a recession, or YouTube in a recession?
No, just drama in general.
Yeah, it is. But I also think that as the audience gets older, they begin to start seeing, and as YouTube gets older, a lot of these bigger content creators end up showing up out of nowhere. Like these, like, not bigger, but like these newer, more like interesting content creators. Like, for example, me and Leon Lush. Where if you think about it in terms of the commentary community, Leon Lush and I are very different. You know, they're obviously, I'm not going to just say we're the only ones that are different. I'm just saying like we are very different in the sense that we're older and we didn't grow up on the internet. Yeah. Every other person has grown up on the internet. Like for the last 18 years, the internet's been pretty much around for the last like 18 years, man. It's nuts.
I mean, YouTube raised me, dude. I'm 20 years old, no joke. I've been watching YouTube for fucking ever. I don't even know when I started watching
Exactly,
YouTube.
Man. I know, right? YouTube was starting when I was leaving high school.
Right.
So for me, YouTube was completely brand new when I was in CJEP. Sorry, wow, CJEP. I just said CJEP. College over here. It's called CJEP. But yeah, so when I was, so for me, like the internet and social media, oh my God, dude. I was in college when I got on Facebook. Yeah. And I was in college when I got on Twitter. And even then I didn't use Twitter properly. I only started using Twitter properly recently. And Twitter's only recently started seeing this major boost because of Donald Trump. So there's like all these different things that are happening. And a lot of people who aren't raised on the internet are coming to the internet. So that as a result, there is a demand for content that isn't bullshit, that isn't drama, you know? And if you're gonna, but there will always be people who want that drama. And if that's what you want to do as a YouTuber and you want to just make drama videos, go for it, dude. Like that is cool. And if it makes you happy and if it feels you, I'm not gonna knock you for doing YouTube drama videos. I don't think, like, I may joke about it being shit, or I may joke about your channel being fucking drama dumb stuff, but I would never really I would never mean it that way. I'm not a very hateful person. You know, I see an opportunity for joke and I can't resist. So
I mean, that's as far as YouTube drama goes, making videos about stuff like this. And I've said this in the past. It's very draining to focus so much on other people's lives. You know, even when you do love the community and you're involved in it every day, it just becomes so much about fucking other people that it just, I don't know. That's why I think that's a big majority of why, you know, Keemstar is kind of you know, taken a back seat here recently as far as drama goes. I mean, I don't know about Scarce. I know Scarce said he smokes like, I don't know what he said, fucking 15 bowls before he makes a video or something.
I think it was 2 bowls.
Yeah.
I think he said 2 bowls.
A little bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, I don't know, dude. For me, that's why I kind of wanted to start this interview thing, just to kind of get a look at these big creators outside of, you know, the big overglorified drama shithole that is YouTube, you know, just to kind of like we're doing now, you know, we're getting a look at Bunty King, just, you know, kind of going from here. I felt like this would be a lot more enjoyable for me, no doubt. I mean, I will make, you know, topical videos, but I don't know. I just feel like this is a lot more fun for me.
Yeah, no, it is. It is so much more fun to just talk to people and get to know them and just work on some stuff and like joke around. I think that if you want to make it, like the reason why like it's fucking funny because people are like, oh, when I posted like a video about like the baited podcast ending, but it wasn't really just about the baited podcast ending. I was talking about how it's very like it may not necessarily be manufactured drama, but this drama exists so that we can entertain you and that YouTube is a theater. And I was trying to say that, and like the funny thing is, even after that, people were like, oh, you're just doing a trending topic video. And I'm like, dude, I don't do trending topic videos. Like, yeah, maybe the video I posted is at a timely moment when this trending topic was going around, but the reality is that I only make videos about something if I really feel about it. Like if I really fucking care about it, then I'll make a YouTube video on it, because YouTube videos work. I'm not just gonna make a video about something I don't give a shit about because it's not gonna be genuine. That's how Bunty Bits started. When Bunty Bits when it started, it was literally just I would look to see what news was there in the day, and I would make a Bunty Bits.
Right.
And that's what I would do. I would just take like these 3 bits, and it would be like 2 or 3 minutes long, but it was so soul sucking. It was like I didn't care about Pokemon Go. I didn't care about the fucking little mini Nintendo console. I didn't give a shit about any of that. For me, the biggest change happened when Zoe Burger showed up on the scene. Zoe Burger has completely changed YouTube in terms of how YouTube is run. And essentially, I think that she runs it like a fucking business, and I think she's super intelligent. And you'll find, like, if you listen to next week's podcast, you'll see like just how fucking smart she is. She's such a, I think she's great. First of all, I think she's just an awesome person. I would love to just meet her and hang out with her. You know, like that's the kind of person she is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I know you said, you know, in this podcast you kind of you know, almost humanize these big YouTubers, and I was gonna say, because I saw you post on Twitter, you know, Zoe Burger's the next one. You're gonna try to, you know, humanize this ass shaking robot. You know what I mean? And she's way, like, she's definitely not an ass shaking robot, and it's so funny. It's so funny. So I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about. We were talking about Zoe Burger. What the fuck were we talking about? What were we saying, man? I'm like, it's just pure consciousness of thought with you, man. Yeah. Stream of consciousness, sorry. Well, I do that to people. I'm sorry. I just, you know.
What the fuck were we saying, man?
We're talking about your podcast and Zoe and how you're trying to, I don't know, that was the general conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, I mean, YouTube, people want adult content. People just want, yes. Yeah, it's soul sucking. I can't, like, if you're like, I can't do trending topic videos all the time. So when I do make a video, it's because I really mean it. It's because I really want this video to exist. My attempt at the Let's Talk series, where I did the whole Tana Monjo thing, I wanted to take the Twitter video format and bring it over to YouTube, because right now my Twitter videos are just like, some of my Twitter videos, man, they'll get like over 1,000 likes, you know, crazy amounts of retweets, crazy amounts of impressions, you know, because I'm being me, and I'm trying to see how I can bridge that like raw attitude over to YouTube, and that's the goal for me, in order to kind of make it so that it's all working. And part of the thing that's going to help is when I move into this office with my friends, I'm going to try to get them to maybe have me as an MCN. I would love that shit.
I was going to say, with the Twitter video, I mean, you said you're trying to bridge the gap, kind of. I know I don't really follow as much, you know, Twitter news in general, but I know they were wanting to come out with some sort of monetization platform. Do you think you take advantage of that a little bit more over there?
For sure. I would totally take advantage of that.
Yeah, fucking Ricky Berwick would be a billionaire, by the way. Like,
no, but honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think he really would. I mean, if I look at my Twitter analytics right now, and I were to go to like the best video that did something right now, the best video, I'm gonna go look at my Twitter analytics right now, and we're gonna talk about this. So there's the all-time top tweet, which was the BLM kidnapping thing. My political tweets are like the ones that really kill it. That had 351,000 impressions.
Jeez.
So yeah, that 351,000 impressions. Media views had 69,000 views. Now I don't know how I would get paid in terms of ads. So on Twitter at least, because I know they're showing me different impressions there right now. On YouTube, we have views and watch time, right? But you obviously don't get paid on watch time. You get paid on views, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I also get paid on impressions and views, media views. I can't, and also they don't give me the option to monetize yet because I'm Canadian. If I was in America, it'd be completely different. Like, I would love to monetize my Twitter videos. That would be great, because why not? You know, like, it's if the ads aren't super intrusive and they're just like ads that are there to help me, like help my audience kind of like contribute to my financials in a very passive way that doesn't take money from their wallet, like, that's perfect. That's for me by the way, that's the ultimate goal. If there's one highlight anyone could take away from this videos, that I would like to provide content to people for free for the rest of my life. If I could do that, man, if I could just make videos and grow an audience and provide like an opinion that carries weight for free while making money off of their views. The fuck, that's amazing. I'm gonna start a Patreon soon just so that I can get I'm gonna ask people to pay, if they want, to pay $1 per video upload to my channel, and because I don't upload as frequently, it would really not be as impactful to their wallet.
Yeah.
So that's, and I wouldn't really offer anything else. It would just be $1 a month if you really like my content. $1 per video, and I would upload max 5 videos per week, per month. I mean.
Yeah,
and
of course.
The best situation that could happen is this company I'm working with in Montreal fucking goes global to a degree where we're making videos that aren't just for Montreal. We're making videos for Toronto. We're making videos for New York. We're making videos for like America, you know? So American audiences start tuning in to the channel. And then next thing you know, we got money coming in through sponsorships, and we're making money that way. And of course, because they would help me with my channel, any money that I was making on my channel, they'd take a cut of that. Like, it would be really, really fucking cool if that was the way it worked out. But yeah, man, like I said, dude, this is the dream job. Like, this, whatever I'm doing right now, it's not making me any money. I made $50 on YouTube last month. Like, I'm not complaining, because that's not, I stopped focusing on the numbers. That's a big thing that I stopped. Focusing on the numbers is an absolute,
just consumes you, dude.
That's dude, I remember, like, this is when I was like, because I was following Keemstar, because the reason I followed Keemstar on Twitter was because I was like, oh, Colossal's working with him. Okay, so then Keemstar isn't a bad guy, because I think that Colossal is a good guy. I like him.
Yeah.
And I think that if he is going to be working with Keemstar, there's got to be something good in Keemstar. On top of that, Keemstar's a dad. He's got a house and he's paying bills. Like, I don't think that he's a bad person per se. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and follow him. And when I was following him, he was complaining a lot about how the views were down and stuff like that. And I would tweet at him, and he maybe he read it, maybe he didn't, but I was like, yo, don't worry about it, don't focus on the number, just keep producing content. I would tell him that, like, I'd be like, tweet, don't keep producing content and just forget the numbers, because you're already killing it, so you're fine. And I started working the social game, and that's Twitter. And I started interacting with other creators, and I started interacting with my audience more, and I started doing that because I feel like the more you grow your audience, the more you're gonna grow the more you're gonna pad your wallet. And and that's just the way it is. If you have audience loyalty, you have more than someone with 1 million subs who has like less audience loyalty. Like, you just have like way more power, way more clout. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look at the iDubbbz and Leafy situation from a while back. iDubbbz had less subs, and he fucking obliterated Leafy.
Oh, absolutely, because iDubbbz has a seriously loyal following, and of course, because iDubbbz is highbrow content on YouTube.
Yeah,
he's not. I would say high. I mean, he's not highbrow in terms of humor, but he's highbrow in terms of content. Like, if you go to his videos, you're going to his videos to, like, especially his content comp. I wouldn't say his unboxing videos. His unboxing videos are really just filler. In terms of his content comp, man, holy shit! You watch that, you're learning something.
I personally think the guy's a creative genius.
He is very creative. Yeah, he is. He's another example of someone. So he falls into the category of you know, like I'm not, when I said me and Leon Lush are like these new brand YouTubers, we really aren't. Like, H3H3 is already there. You know, H3H3 didn't grow up on the internet as well. This guy's older than me and Leon, you know. And he's like, and the kind of content that he provides, he brings this real world mentality into his content as well. And I think that Ian also does that as well, because he also, you know, went outside. He also has his interactions they're not just on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, like, mine are so, like, I'm tonight I'm going to a networking meeting, for example. I'm going to this fucking potluck dinner with people who don't even have a Twitter account, you know? And like, that's, my engagement goes beyond Twitter. So it's like, I just feel like I hate talking about myself sometimes. I really do, because I just feel like,
hey man, this is an interview. We gotta.
I know, but it's like shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think ego is a bad thing. Ego has gotten a really, really, really bad rep, and I think that the people who say it's negative are people who don't understand that everybody has an ego. You know, when you say you don't have an ego, you're pretty much saying that you have an. You're like telling me that you have an ego, but your ego is telling you that it's cool that you don't have an ego. Well, that's just your ego talking, bro.
Right,
like, that's
exactly.
your ego. Everyone has a sense of self-esteem. Like, there's always that thing that exists, and it's how you use that self-esteem and how you use that self-importance that defines whether your ego is bad or if it's good. Because I mean, I like to use it in a way that's like, that pushes me forward, and I'm not going to step on anyone on the way there. I really don't want to step on anybody unless, like, they gave me reason to. Like, I told you about that guy at the beginning of this interview, Stat.
Yep.
This guy Stat, I blocked him because in my interactions with the community, in using my Twitter video, in growing my social presence on Twitter, I started getting follows from bigger YouTubers, you know, and like they're following me because they like me or they like the content that I have. They're not following me because I asked them to follow them. There's one person I asked to follow me, and his name is Sky Williams. And in DMs too, I was like, because we already had DMs open, I'm like, dude, we have DMs open. I'm like, just follow me, man. Like, like you see my stuff, like you definitely see my stuff, so just follow me. I've never gotten any of these YouTubers that do follow me, you know, like when PewDiePie followed me, I didn't even know he followed me. Someone told me that he was following me. I was like, oh, and then I DM'd him. I was like, oh, thanks, by the way, I've been following your content forever, man. I love you. And yeah, that's just it. So getting back to the topic, the reason why I blocked this guy Stat was because I did not want him seeing my interactions with anybody. I think when you block someone, it's because you do not want them seeing who you interact with. You don't want them to grow off of your following or the people that you follow. And I think that is, for me, that's the only time I've ever blocked someone, because I really don't like this guy. I've never kind of disliked a guy more because I've never been lied to or manipulated as badly as this guy. So
yeah, and you said he was a content creator, right? Or was he just a friend?
He's a content creator. He's got over I think he's got over 200,000 subs now. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's just a live streamer on YouTube. He's one of the most fake people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of snakes, dude, in the community. It's just you gotta.
Well, it wasn't, dude. This guy I knew him in real life, by the way. This wasn't
okay.
No, dude. This guy was a friend of 8 years, man. Like I could walk to his house right now.
Damn, that must have been rough. I mean, just in general.
It was brutal. It was brutal because I you know. Because on one hand, he doesn't think he's done anything wrong because he can't see it because he lacks empathy. But and some of our friends in the circle, they didn't see it as he's done anything wrong either, because obviously they talk to him and he says that he doesn't done anything wrong. And I have a reputation of being a little bit more passionate than the average person, and I am. But I asked my friends, I'm like, yo, guys, like, do you think it's crazy that and I would explain the situation to them. I really don't want to get into the details of the situation. I mean, if you want me to, I can. I'll tell you what it is, okay? I'll let the audience decide, okay? So what ended up happening was that because we were live streamers, there was this trick that started coming up on YouTube, and it was only something that would work on YouTube because YouTube, as you know, is an algorithm, and when you produce content on it, based on the tags and your watch time and whatever else is going on, a variety of other factors, it chooses to recommend you or not. All right. Well, there was this trick called the PS Live trick, and what that would do is you would start a live stream towards YouTube on your PlayStation. What that would do is that would populate an event key in your dashboard, and you would take that event key, copy it, then open up OBS, and you would have your own overlay, your very nice fancy super schmancy overlay with sub alerts and donation alerts and stuff like that, and you would hijack your stream from your PlayStation on OBS. You would hijack it so that suddenly you were appearing on PlayStation Live and YouTube. So you're appearing on two different platforms, and suddenly you're getting views from PlayStation Live, and there were tons of views coming from PlayStation Live. Like, people use PlayStation Live all the time to watch live streams.
That's surprising to me. I mean, to me, because I'm not involved in that, but
yeah, dude. So here's the thing: like, PlayStation Live has like so many people that are watching it from there. So because they were watching it on PlayStation Live, and the views counted towards YouTube, and because the views were so heavy on PlayStation Live, and because you had your own special overlay so that you didn't look like every other PlayStation Live streamer, you looked completely unique. People would stay on your streams, and then it would show up on YouTube, and then YouTube would be like, holy shit, there's lots of engagement going on here, and boom, you start getting recommended, especially if you did a longer stream. Like, I did streams where I had like close to 1,000 people in my streams because I was using PlayStation Live. But the thing is, I started using it towards the end, and what ended up happening was that there was this point when No Man's Sky came out, and I was live streaming No Man's Sky normally. Like, I had it on PlayStation, but I wasn't using the trick and everything. I just kind of would start my stream, and I would just go on OBS and stuff like that. And I saw that at like 14,000 subs, I had like 40 viewers for this brand new game that had so much hype. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, why do I only have 40 viewers? I used to get like 300 viewers back in the day on YouTube. And this guy had 10,000, and that didn't bother me. I was like happy for the guy. I was like, oh, cool, like, you got 10,000 viewers. That's fucking sick. My friend's got 10,000 viewers. And then, you know, we would always talk about the live streams. We would always talk about what to do on YouTube. And this guy was trying to give me advice, and he was like, you know, I just caught a wave. Like, I outstreamed everyone, and he did outstream everyone. He streamed for like 18 hours that day. So everyone that started his stream at launch kind of ended. So people who still wanted to watch it were still going to him, right? So I was like, oh, that makes sense and stuff like that. So he was driving this narrative that was like, oh, you know, like, I just did this, I just did this, like, you know, and he's like, you just have to live stream more. You just have to you have to produce regular content. You got to live stream every day. You got to be consistent. Right. And he was just telling me like the normal stuff, and I didn't really think anything of it because I was like, oh, well, that makes sense because that's kind of what's been going on the whole time. And I guess I'm just in a slump, and I was really like down on my whole channel, and I just didn't know what the fucking direction my channel was going to be because I wasn't getting views. I was just really, really bad. And it turns out that he was using this trick, and he didn't tell me.
Wow. Okay.
Though we had interactions with one another all the time, we talk all the time. And he never told me that he was using the trick. When I found out that he was using the trick, and this is the big tell. For me, this is like the big tell, because he could have just said, oh man, I completely forgot to tell you, like I was using it. Like obviously if he said it that way, like it would have been completely different. Like it would have been like, oh okay, you forgot to tell me, you thought it was obvious. When I asked him, when I said today I learned that you're using a PlayStation Live trick, his response was, you never asked. And I was like, wow. So when he said that, that's when I fucking lost it, because I was like, this was manipulation.
Yeah.
You were telling me that I never asked. It wasn't like, oh, I forgot to mention it. No, you're saying I never asked, which means that you were you knew that there was something that was there, but instead of telling me, hey, you should be doing this trick, you were like, you made it seem like you weren't doing the trick.
Wow.
So when I presented that to my friends, and I was like, guys, am I crazy for being as angry about this as I am? They were like, no, you're not crazy. So that's why I never calmed down about it. That's why I decided to end it. And that's what really got me to drop the accent. And anything that he ever told me, I just stopped doing. Like, cause he used to tell me, like, I can't tell people that I think I'm handsome. You know, I can't tell people that, like, I think that I'm a good content creator. He used to tell me that shit. He used to tell me like that kind of stuff. Yeah, dude. He used to make me feel bad about being proud of whatever I had. I wanted to be quiet about it for the longest time, because I felt like he had some stuff on me, like in the sense that, you know, sometimes I would throw the word faggot around him, and then I also sometimes use the word nigger ironically with him. And I was scared of the backlash that would happen if he decided to go ahead and expose those tweets or something like that. But now I don't care anymore. So if he were to go ahead and expose those not tweets, I mean those messages that we have between each other, I wouldn't give a shit. Like it would be like, I'd be like, whatever, dude.
I mean, is this the first time you've said this?
Now I'm more open to talk about it.
Like out in the open, or have you stated this anywhere else?
What do you mean?
This whole story, yeah. Like
no, it's not out in the open. You're the first person to really, like, it's mentioned on the earlier part of my podcast, but it's never really mentioned in detail about what it was. And also because it's with my friends, they've already heard about this story a bunch of times. So they're just like, they just want me to shut the fuck up about it, because they're done with him. They don't really like the guy or care about him. They think he's a fuckboy, and he is. He's the fucking fakest dude ever. So you heard it first on TyBlue. TyBlue.
Hey, there we go. Breaking stories, fucking without even trying.
This is a guy that, you know, by the way, this guy is also the co-creator of Epic Mealtime. So
what?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Stat 5TAT. He's the co-creator of Epic Mealtime, and he also was like this guy that was just like this you know, he was going through the lawsuit with them, and I, like an idiot, picked a side, and I picked his side, even though you know, because I was very young at the time, and I thought that situations were very black and white, you know? And obviously for those of you guys that heard this story, like, I mean, I'm not saying, like, if you still enjoy his content, by all means enjoy his content, but I'm just telling you what my side of the story was. He made it seem like Harley was this fucking terrible person, this terrible dude, like the sauce boss, Epic Mealtime, fucking. And because I was friends with both of them at the time, I was like, fuck it, I'll pick one side, you know, because he made it seem like Harley's just so bad, like that everything. But then after this happened with me, I realized, I'm like, holy shit, like there was definitely more to the situation. And if he didn't really fuck me over like that, I may have been still this loser streamer that would have been just doing nothing, just playing games every day. And I feel like now I'm doing so much more in terms of what I'm thinking about, in terms of the direction I have for myself and my channel.
Blessings in disguise, dude. That's what it is.
Yeah, man. Holy shit, this has gone on for long. Wow, I saw that your Keemstar one was like 10 minutes long, dude.
Yeah, Keemstar, he answer question. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, I mean, with that being said, just to kind of move on from that really shitty situation, the story in general. Yeah, I mean, just to wrap this thing up, the main question I've got, I don't know, it's kind of a broad question. I mean,
you ready for another hour, guys?
Yeah. There you go. Another hour and a half here. Let's get into it. But just what is your end goal here on YouTube? I mean, where do you see yourself by the end of 2017? You know, I mean, can you give us that within a reasonable amount of time?
Honestly, I see myself being able to make money on YouTube to the point where I don't necessarily need a Patreon. You know, I guess if I had a Patreon, it would be added money, which would be really cool. I just see myself interacting with my community and pulling in my community even more. And yeah, that's really what I would see. I see myself able to make money on YouTube. That's by the end of 2017. Of
course. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable to me, dude. But yeah, man, I mean, with that being, I mean, that's all I've got. I mean, is there anything else you'd like to say, or you good to go?
I just want to say thank you, man. Thanks for reaching out, and I really appreciate you. And don't be a fucking stranger on Twitter. You can message me, you can meme with me, do anything, man.
Of course.
It's a great time, man. This is a lot of fun to do, and I do want to apologize to the audience for bringing down the mood with that story. But you know, it's something that, you know, I figured I might as well get off my chest, because I've never really talked about it with in an interview format with somebody else. I've talked about it on my own stuff, but I haven't really talked about it with someone that I've never interacted with before.
Well, yeah, dude. Thanks again for coming on, guys. Be sure to check out Bunty King. I'll have all his links down there in the description. Awesome guy. Give him a follow on Twitter. Go check out his podcast. All that shit. And yeah, dude. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Alright guys, I do hope you enjoyed that interview with the one and only Bunty King. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know down in the comment section below who you would like to see interviewed next here on the channel. With that being said guys, I'll catch ya in the next one. Peace.